Africa's leading oil and gas producer is looking to replace its Alkane again under utilized refinery capacity. With the aim of becoming a global player in the oil and gas industry. Nigeria, the most populous country on the African continent with 200 million people. It is said the country holds an approximately 37 billion barrels of crude oil reserve. Which makes the country the second largest oil and gas reserve in Africa and the 10th rich in petroleum nation in the world. The country produced between 2 to 2.5 million barrels per day. The West African country is however dependent on imported refined fuel products due to the lack of domestic refinery capacity. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation stated that the country is only able to process 445,000 barrels of crude oil produced in a day, which is left with some amount of crude oil to be processed. In 2018, the NNPC reports a debt of 5.8 billion to the country. Due to that incident, the NNPC introduced a system called direct sales, direct purchases. This deal means that the country exchanges crude oil for a refined oil. The Dangote Refinery would increase the Nigerian refinery capacity into two folds, which is 665,000 barrels of crude oil per day, and help meet the increasing domestic fuel demand, while generating foreign exchange through export for the country, and also serving the entire nation with good crude oil. The refinery complex is being developed on a 2,635-hectare site on the Lekki Free Zone near the Lekki Lagoon along the coast of Atlantic Ocean. The geographical location of the refinery is ideal for easy transshipment of refined petroleum products to international market. Dangote has already built a jetty near the product site to receive heavy equipment for refinery construction. The Nigerian billionaire and businessman Aliko Dangote in early 2013 unveiled a successful plan that he has successfully secured a loan from a group of local and international banks by Standard Chartered Bank to provide $3.31 billion for the project. The United States Trade and Development Agency is providing an amount of 251.3 billion naira, equivalent to $997 million for human resource development for the refinery operation. The processing facility for the Dangote Refinery include the crude distillation unit and associate facilities. A mid-hydrocracking unit, a residual fluid catalyst cracking unit, a naphthalene hydrotreater, and a gasoline unit, as well as alkylation units. The refinery complex would also house sulfur recovery, hydrogen generation facility, and a polypropylene unit comprising two steam methane reformer units. The hydrogen generation facility would generate 200 Newton meter per height of hydrogen and steam to produce sulfur-free fuels. The Dangote Refinery is expected to produce 10.4 billion tons of gasoline, 4.6 million tons of diesel, and 4 million tons of jet fuel a year. It would also annually produce 690,000 tons of polypropylene, 240,000 tons of propane, 32 tons of sulfur, and 500 tons of carbon black feed.
Ammonia per annum.
Government must have the right policy, that's the value we can add. Government must have the right incentives. And government must ensure that on our part, those infrastructural, institutional responsibilities that we have are delivered on time and on cost, so that Alhaji Aliko Dangote would not have to put a Dangote keys here in order to discharge materials that would accelerate the completion of these industries. This is a gigantic project. This is something that states like Saudi Arabia find challenging to put together. And a single individual, an African, a Nigerian, has done this.
For the president of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, more projects will spring up across the country.
I want to assure you we will continue to make you proud, continue to invest in Nigeria, continue to create jobs, continue to make all Nigerians proud, and make sure that, yes, we are the ones that will lead and other people too will follow to bring all our, all our money back to Nigeria and invest where we belong to.